A new editorial column in the Saudi newspaper, Arab News, takes a clear step away from the Palestinian leadership's rejection of the Trump peace plan, even before it's even been released. The editorial, titled "A Gleam of Hope as We Remember the Nakba," makes the case for the reported details about the peace plan that senior Trump advisor Jared Kushner has discussed publicly. The Saudi government has publicized many signs of new cooperation with Israel ever since 2017. All right, let's talk more about that and the embassy anniversary with David Rubin. David is the previous mayor of the town of Shiloh in Israel. Good to have you with us, David.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Let's just first get your response to this editorial in a Saudi newspaper seeming optimistic about a peace plan between Israel and the Palestinians. I mean, that's a tremendous change from 2-3 years ago.
It's absolutely remarkable, Michelle, that this has happened. We've seen this trend happening for the past couple of years. Since President Trump was elected, he's been working very hard at cementing the relationships between Israel, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Bahrain, and other parties in the Persian Gulf. And it's been very, very effective. Now, true, there was a dynamic of its own between Israel and these countries. There were economic interests and
the
strategic.
And the common enemy of Iran. So let's focus on the one-year anniversary of the president moving the U.S. embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. I mean, David, let's keep in mind that this was a promise made by several other U.S. presidents, President Obama, President Bush, President Clinton. They all made that same promise when they were campaigning. The president made that promise, but actually kept it. Why do you think President Trump was the outlier here? Why do you think he was the one that actually went through with what he said he was going to do?
Well, one of the things that President Trump gets criticized a lot for is that he's so out of the box. But it's actually his greatest strength. Because he is out of the box, because he is this crazy New Yorker, as they say, he was able to go ahead and do things that no other president was willing to do. And he had the courage to do it. And he does it, he looks into the ramifications, potential ramifications that could happen, but he goes ahead and he does it. And he doesn't worry about it.
Well, speaking of ramifications, I mean, there was a lot of concern that should the U.S. move the embassy, that there would be tremendous backlash from the Arab world at large, that there would be mass riots in the street, violent uprising in protest to this move. Now, granted, the Palestinians, particularly Hamas, hasn't taken well to this move, and there have been regular riots on the Gaza border since this move was declared, orchestrated by the terrorist group Hamas. But in terms of the reaction from the rest of the Arab world, rather muted. Why?
Well, there was a lot of legwork done by the Trump administration before the move actually happened. When Trump came into office, he was planning to move that embassy. There was something that it was very clear, and in my book Trump and the Jews, I wrote about how President Trump was going to do it. It was understood, but before he actually did it, there was a full year of work that went into it, speaking to the Saudis, speaking to all of the parties in the region, and getting them to at least be quiet about it and at least not make a fuss.
Do you think, though, that that's a change in mentality, or just because of the president?
It's because of the president and because of his efforts.
All right, David, thank you so much. David Rubin, author of the new book, Trump and the Jews.